Hello and welcome back once again to the Single Malt Review. And now we've got something today a little bit different. A little bit different, but a little bit the same, and maybe just a little bit heretical. What have we got, Dave?
Well, we have, for the first time, an English single malt whisky from the relatively new Cotswolds distillery, who opened in 2014.
Yes, indeed.
This is the March 2018 Odyssey barley release, so it is at the very most 4 years old, probably a little bit less. So we have here a 46% uncoloured, unchilled, filtered single malt spirit. It's been matured in, I believe, first fill bourbon and in red wine casks.
Okay.
All using locally grown Odyssey barley.
And a nice wee tidy bottle there for just
200
a 200
ml, my favourite size for
very
these.
well presented.
Yeah.
So leave that one there. So, can the English do it too? Do they have the... Is it the... can the magic be harnessed by others?
That's a good colour for a very new, very young spirit.
Yeah. Well, first fill barrels, bourbon and whatever the wine was, they'll give you colour pretty quick.
Yeah.
So that's not lacking for anything there. And if you give the bottle a wee shake there, 46%. So I wasn't expecting much, but you get a pretty good foam on there.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for quite a good body in this one,
Those casks are filled around, I think it was 63% or so, from what I could glean online.
well, 63.3 thereabouts. That's traditional, so they haven't really they haven't strayed there.
Yeah.
Let's see on the nose. Oh, it's a bit different. What is that?
It's quite gentle. I recall it being a deceptive introduction, that the nose is gentle and then the flavours are a bit more bombastic.
It's almost a little bit sort of cooling. It's very minty. There's a lot
There's
of
a hint of menthol, there's a little bit of pepper.
peppermint, menthol, and
There's some rich honeycomb under there.
what does this remind me of?
A few berries, some currants.
There's something so close in my sort of taste library here, which this is reminding me of.
There's a little, I think, like icing, the white icing sugar kind of icing.
It's another spirit.
Oh, okay. I'll sneakily
another-
check my tasting notes from earlier.
Yeah, I don't know. Very interesting, but yeah, quite promising. Not at all. There's zero sharpness here. Was I nosing this one completely blind, I would have said, "Oh, this is something 40% that you've poured me," because that higher than typical strength really doesn't come through at all. It's incredibly smooth.
Anyway, on to the first sip. That's where it starts to come to life. There is fizzy citrus straight off, grapefruit, oranges, lemons. What else? Jam. There is berries like currants and black currants. There is tasty sweet strawberry jam.
Yeah, a little bit of sort of a strawberry, like you know how strawberry jam doesn't quite taste of fresh strawberries.
Yeah.
It kind of takes on a life of its own.
But there are fresh berries too, especially getting the blackberries and currants.
I think this is reminding me of Bladenach,
Interesting.
which is a peculiar lowland whiskey, having something revival at the moment, but I haven't really tasted their modern output. But it's very, very mature for only 4 years.
I guess testament to the conditions it's matured in and the quality and type of casks they've used. Oh, spices. There's a good amount of cinnamon happening there, and that plus the berries is giving me a strong reminder of Belgian biscuits. You getting that?
I'm not much of a biscuit guy, so I'll have to defer to you as regards to Belgian biscuits. I think I know that I've seen them. They've got the pink icing on them or something.
That's it, yeah, usually berry icing and a spicy cinnamon biscuit and sandwiched often with a little jam in the middle. A personal favourite, and this is strongly evocative. It is so much
I think
interesting and nuanced flavour.
of a style, you'd have to put this in the lowland kind of a style. And I guess thinking about it geographically, it's the most lowland of them all. It's way down there.
Yeah.
But it is very different besides that. I think, I'm trying to think, if I had this completely blind, I'm not even sure I would call it wouldn't be 100% sure exactly what it was. I'd be hesitant to call it Scotch whisky, and in fact, in that respect, I'd be right. But
I'd possibly, if I was tasting this blind, I'd be speculating that maybe it's a Australian or Indian whiskey, perhaps, of some new and exciting formulation.
Yeah.
No, it is certainly, it's a
Hard to
zesty
describe.
and lively and deceptively mature spirit.
Yeah, hard to describe exactly how it's different, but there was a great difference here. It's almost like you can taste the geography. Taste the distance.
Oh, maybe
from the
just that
Scotch
local
Highland.
barley is different in some key way.
Yeah, interesting. That's really interesting. Although we should say local barley, this is very local barley, but a lot of Scotch whisky is in fact made from English grain. So can't go too far down the barley hole.
No.
With that one, but yeah, definitely something about this. I feel something is going to pop into my head about 20 minutes from now when we're doing something else, and I'm going to go, and it will all be lost to time, but never mind.
We knew we had to put a little water in there.
Yeah, I
it's
suppose
halfway
we should
through. It's just so good.
It's
Right
a
from the outset.
it's a very easy drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
It's not super complex, and it's very, very gentle. And that cooling aspect of it makes it dangerously moorish. I think that's made it... Actually, that's brought it a bit closer to typical Scotch whisky. That's got a bit of a Speyside kind of a flavour coming through now. It's much fruitier.
Yeah, that's given it a lemon meringue property it didn't have before. So still, it's very much centred on the desserts trolley, but it's just going in a slightly different direction there.
This I really like, and I think this is versatile as well. It's done fine with a bit of water added. I think it would do just as well with an ice cube on a very hot day. It's a very refreshing whiskey already. I think it could be just a dangerously refreshing whiskey with ice, but still would work very well.
Because we've had in the past very young whiskies from the UK which have fallen short, rather. They've been about this old but just haven't delivered. This one delivers in spades and then some. This is a exceptionally rich and characterful whiskey for one that is so young and just in its own right.
I think this one secretly might be really, really good. I think they might really be onto something here in a way that sort of English distilling experiments weren't regarded as... I'm going to need to look it up, but I feel the English Malt Whisky Company, which was sort of the one that sort of did the press, which seems like years and years ago now, did that one even get out of its sort of beta state? Did they ever get off their sort of chapter releases, of which they seem to be up to 100 by now? It seems like they were perpetually experimenting and were never happy with what they made. But these guys, Cotswolds, have made... they brought the whiskey out, here it is, and it's pretty excellent.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely brings it closer to the Scotch norm with that bit of water added. But, I mean, scores for this one, it really, really is quite remarkably good.
Yeah, especially for one of their first forays into full production.
89 points for me, and it's really close to a 90 as well.
Yeah, I'm on the same page, 89 for me
89
also.
at 4 years old.
Exactly.
So
what is it going to become in the future?
Yeah, bump that up by
gold.
another 8 years, give us a 12-year-old whiskey, and holy moly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no saying it might not get worse. Some whiskies don't age as well as others, but yeah, that's super promising and something we will have to keep a really sharp eye on as they release more stuff. They're into all sorts of things. I had a look at the webpage. They've got finishes, they've got peated, but everyone's got peated these days. They've got gins for miles, if you're into that sort of thing. But yeah, prolific in their output. So this is probably the most typical thing that they have created to this date. The most sort of endemic of a house style. But yeah, wildly good for a 4-year-old dram. So one to watch there.
And available in full-size bottles as well. As
presumably
200 ml.
No, we just got this one for
as
the portability of it. So, another surprise from remarkably good plastic bottle bourbons to remarkably good English malt whiskey. Where will it end? We'll find out. Sluncher, catch you next time.